What's up, guys? Thanks for watching another Jaguars United film breakdown. I'm super excited because today we're breaking down one of the most freakishly athletic players in this year's draft, Travon Walker. Before we do that, though, make sure that you follow all the social media, Instagram, Twitter, all of that, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get a notification whenever we do film breakdowns and live shows. We're spending a lot of time breaking down film this time of year, but after the draft, we'll be doing all kind of live shows. So make sure you're subscribed so you get those notifications. Well, let's get right into it. Before we get into the film, a little bit about Travon Walker. At 6'5", 275, I mean, he has the size for a big 3-4 end in the NFL. He was incredibly productive at Georgia. He ran a 4.5 40, 35.5-inch vertical jump, 123-inch broad jump. I mean, those are numbers that you see out of a defensive back. And I mean, this is why people were so impressed with him. In 13 games at Georgia in 2021, he had 33 total tackles, 6 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss. Kind of came onto the scene this year with only 3.5 sacks in the previous 2 years combined before that. But one thing that people don't mention a lot about Travon Walker was he was pulled a lot in the fourth quarter of games because they were such blowouts. Not to mention, there was just not enough mouths to feed on that Georgia defense. That Georgia front seven was one of the best front sevens I've seen in college football, with Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Lewis Sine, Channing Tyndale, Nolan Smith, and Jordan Davis. I mean, there was only so much to go around. I mean, the guys that were rotating in were really good too, but Walker's just a big guy, super strong. He translates as like a run stopper in the NFL, but I think with some work, he could be a guy that pressures the quarterback consistently in the NFL. I mean, I think a ceiling, people are hoping that he's a Javon Curse type player. I mean, just using his strength and speed and athleticism to just wreak havoc in the backfield. He always takes control at the point of attack. He sets the edge really well. Scouts love how violent his hands are, his ability to shed blocks. And just an overall good guy. He understands how to create leverage. He knows how to like transfer the power from his hips to his hands, and that's like a big thing in understanding leverage. And he does it kind of naturally. It kind of seems like so. A lot to like about his film, and I think you're gonna like it, what you see, and you're gonna see why he's projected to be one of the top picks. So let's jump right into the film. Okay, so I had to start with this play. I mean, this is my favorite play of Travon Walker's entire career in college. I mean, it was just hands down. You might have seen it on Twitter or something like this before, but it just kind of shows what he is like potentially capable of, right? This is why teams are looking at him being a top pick. Before the snap, let's take a look at where he's lined up here. He's lined up in right here in the 5 technique, right? So that's basically outside shoulder of the tackle. Georgia's in an odd man front. They have, I mean, he's in a 2-eye here. He's in a 2 technique. So, you know, pretty standard. They're force players out here in the 5. He's going to be kind of forcing everything back to the center. But Michigan's going to try to get a little fancy here, right? Michigan had one of the higher-rated offensive lines, and they're going to try to pull their center and their backside guard. But in theory, it might work, but this Georgia D-line not having any of it. Travon Walker just completely blows up the center. I mean, there's no really way to break this down. Like, there's no football terminology that you can see. He is just a beast, and this type of thing is what makes him a beast. You know, this call is designed for this little pull block here to kind of surprise the D end, right? Like the D end, if his eyes are in the backfield, he's not seeing this pulling center, pulling tackle, and pulling offensive lineman. I mean, this is like what they love to do because they can catch a defensive lineman off guard. But in his peripheral, Travon Walker's going to just square up and just smash him in the mouth. I mean, smash mouth football. I mean, this is what he's known for. He's going to give you that. It's just an absolute display of strength. And I mean, look, for a guy that doesn't have like an amazing tool bag of techniques like a guy like Aiden Hutchinson does, he instinctually understands leverage pretty well. And he knows how to get low. He knows how to create contact, drive his feet, and able to make a play in the run game. Like I was saying in the intro, he's kind of projected to be a better run-stopping 3-4 D end in the NFL. But that's if he just stays where he's at. Most people project that he's going to be better and he's going to learn some pass rush moves and get schematically changed into a team that can give him some pressures here. But, I mean, what a play here. This play here against Missouri is another example of just kind of like his raw power, right? Like when you draft this guy, you kind of know what you're getting. Like you're getting a guy that's just an absolute monster of a player here. So here he's actually kind of lined up in the B gap, somewhere between the 3 and 4 eye position here. These shoulders, not really in a standard place, but he's in stand up. You got a guy out here in a 9 technique. Another guy here in a 9 technique. This D tackle is going to be in a 3. Then they're going to have a guy walk down in the shade. So, I mean, they're showing blitz. It's 3rd and 10. So, Missouri's expecting a blitz here. And I mean, again, just watch what a guy like Travon Walker is able to do with just his natural strength and athleticism. I mean, he's going to push the guard. I mean, he's just going to absolutely obliterate the guard. I mean, just absolutely obliterate him. Keeps his hands extended. Keeps his feet churning. The guard stands no chance. There's no chance. When we see it from this reverse angle here, they're going to circle him there. And again, I mean, the guard, there is 5 guys rushing, but it's not like they're doing some sort of stunt or twist. So pre-snap, the guard's thinking that if there's no stunt or twist, then he has this man right here. I mean, this play probably should have been designed to be a little bit quicker of a hit. I mean, you're in 10 personnel. You have 1 back, no tight ends. You got your trips out to the right. This guard knows he's going to end up one-on-one with Travon Walker. He's probably not too happy about that. But, I mean, again, keeps his hands extended, just pushes the guard over his – I mean, the guard trips over his own player. But, I mean, he has no chance. He has absolutely no shot at blocking him. I mean, again, the natural understanding of leverage could potentially make up for the lack of swim move or spin move or something like that. Some scouting reports mentioned, a lack of knee bend. I think you can learn those things, but you can't learn this. Like, you can't learn the natural understanding of leverage to just push a guy backwards. I mean, he stands no chance. I mean, stands absolutely no chance, and Travon Walker just completely eats him up. Now, this play against Clemson is going to kind of give us a glimpse of his athleticism and kind of speed off of the ball and like what that can allow him to do in the proper scheme here. So he's actually lined up in where traditionally a defensive tackle would be, especially in this odd man front defense. I mean, he's lined up in a 2-eye. I mean, that's inside shoulder of the guard. You got a 3 technique out here. You have a 5 technique out here, and then your force player who's in the 9 technique is going to end up being sent here. So they're gonna blitz this guy. 3rd and 14, again, another obvious passing down. So that's why they're able to do this type of thing. But watch how he's able to get skinny around the stunt here. Get through and get after the quarterback. I mean, just overall, I mean, if we look at this reverse angle here, what's going to end up happening is they're going to stunt this 5 technique out here. And then Walker's going to just shoot this gap right here. And so his ability to get to this gap at the snap quickly is going to make it to where this tackle has no chance to pass off his guy to the guard. Just the speed and athleticism just creates issues for the guard and tackle doing their job here. And the Fox or ESPN is showing us the stunt. Okay, gets skinny, gets after the quarterback. I mean, again, no pass off here is even possible because at this point, when he should be passed off, Walker's a step into the backfield, collapsing the pocket. Running back has no idea there to pick up the block assignment, and he gets there. And again, just shows, I mean, how he can use his athleticism, not necessarily a technical guy, but a guy who can use, his God-given gifts to create pressures and create sacks. And this is from that inside tackle position. I mean, shows his versatility. This shows his ability to kind of play all along the line. And I think that's what NFL teams are going to love about him because that just kind of shows how special he can really be. And special defensive linemen are able to move all over the place and do things like this. So getting after the quarterback, something that teams want to see him do more of, but I think he'll get better at with time. Now, this play I like because it kind of has Travon Walker as more natural position, and additionally, he's going up against Evan Neal, who's probably going to be another top 10 pick in this year's draft. So you got Travon Walker out here in his normal, probably big end position out here in the 5 technique. Obviously, Neal's right here, Evan Neal's right here. And this is kind of a more of a situation you're going to see him more. You got your big tackle in the shade. You got another big tackle in the 3. Your force player out here in another 5. And, I mean, 2nd down and 10, Alabama in their 10 personnel, they're going to put a receiver in motion here. And watch this matchup here with Neal and Walker. So we're going to play it out. I mean, Neal does a pretty good job here, but you get to see that kind of like the power on power. And again, doesn't make the play exactly, but you can kind of gives you a preview, because I genuinely think Neal is going to be a very good tackle in the NFL. And although Neal does enough technically to give enough time for his quarterback to make a play, I like what I see out of Travon Walker here. I like his ability to try to extend. I mean, look, trying to extend keeping your hands extended and running your feet against Evan Neal is one of the hardest things to do. There's a lot of flack about how, Aiden Hutchinson didn't play great against Georgia, but I don't think Travon Walker played necessarily great against Evan Neal. I mean, sometimes you just get a bad matchup. Sometimes you don't have a good game. And this is about as good as you can do in this situation. I like the hustle here. I like the lateral movement. One of the things in the scouting reports about Walker is that he didn't necessarily have the quickest lateral movement, and his feet get kind of sluggish on some plays. Here I like seeing his feet not go limp. I like seeing him not give up and giving the effort. Look, I mean, that's a quick quarterback there. Young is a fast quarterback. He's going to step up into the pocket quick. Kind of a gimmicky play here. I think Walker makes this play once he gets NFL ready. But I just like to see the effort and the hustle here. He gives Evan Neal a little toss there at the end, showing his strength and athleticism there. So I like it. And I think this will translate well to the NFL. And again, just kind of goes back to the freak athleticism that he's known for. These last two plays I'm going to kind of run through quickly, because they're not things that would necessarily stand out in a game or to just the casual observer. But I think there's things about this play that really bode well for Travon Walker head to the NFL. So here again, you're going to see him in this outside 5, and Missouri's kind of in a weird formation. I mean, they got quads out to the left. I mean, anytime you see quads out to the left, you're probably thinking like a quick screen or something like that, the 10 personnel. You can see Georgia kind of have adjusted that direction. But watch how he plays this again. I mean, look, a guy that's known to being just like athletic and just plays off instincts. You don't expect to be able to kind of read plays like this and adjust this quick. But I mean, he makes the tackle for loss here because of his ability to recognize like 3 steps in that something's up. When he gets olayed by this tackle for an obvious screen, he gets out there and makes a play. And look, this is actually a big adjustment for Georgia. When Georgia played Kentucky actually had a lot of success in the short screen game and letting the front 7 for Georgia get upfield and then kind of trying to play behind them. I like this play because, again, he recognizes it quick. You like to see that in a big end, and gets out there, makes the adjustment, and makes the tackle. So I like this play. I like what this says about him. I really do. I mean, that's big, to kind of pivot, change directions, keep your balance. That's an athlete right there. Again, I like this play because not a lot is said about Travon Walker's football IQ like other guys who are being picked in the top 10, but he on plays like this in the last one, he shows that he definitely has it here, right? Again, lined up in the big end out here in the 5. And look, typically you have this outside guy here. I mean, he's setting the edge on run plays. I mean, he wants to turn everything back in. These guys are flying upfield. But look at what happened. I mean, 1st and 10. When you come out and you see Auburn and 10 personnel, trips out to the left, I mean, you're thinking it's probably pass. But instantly, Travon Walker's able to kind of identify that this is a run play. And not only is it a run play, it could be an RPO, but it's going away from him, right? The run play is not going toward him. So rather than flying upfield and trying to meet him here, he's smart enough to keep his eyes on the quarterback. I mean, Bo Nix had some success running. It's really all Auburn could do was get him going and run outside the pocket. So early in the second quarter, Travon Walker's smart enough to realize that, okay, I need to pay attention to this RPO. I don't want to fly upfield. Man, if you knew how many times these guys are just flying upfield, trying to play off instincts and not playing with their head. But with his ability to be patient here allows him to get the cutback tackle, and when the back tries to cut it back, he's there for a tackle for loss. And again, seems like a basic thing, seems like something that it's not that important. But when you're going to draft a guy top 10, like a lot of people are saying Travon Walker is going to be, these are the things that are important. I mean, you have to be fundamentally sound. You have to have football IQ. You have to be able not to just fly upfield and get out of position and let this back cut back behind you or anything like that. Uses his football brain, uses his athleticism to make a play and enable to make a tackle in the backfield. All right, guys, thanks for watching another Jaguars United film breakdown. Let me know what you think in the comments about Travon Walker. Let me know what you think he'll get drafted, or how he'll be after he does get drafted by a team. Again, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you don't mind, so you can stay tuned for all the next ones. All right, well, until next time, we'll see you later.